Hello and welcome to this episode of PoliGraph. I have with me our political editor DK Singh, who will be answering all your questions related to Rajasthan. The question that we have taken up today is, how permanent is the truce between Chief Minister of Rajasthan Ashok Gehlot and senior Congress leader Sachin Pilot? We saw that a meeting took place on July 6th between senior Congress leaders, including the President, Mr. Kharge, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, KC Venugopal, and essentially the meeting was to sort of discuss the election preparation for Rajasthan, but at the same time the problem between Mr. Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot. They had to resolve all the differences between the two, and soon after the meeting got over, we saw Sachin Pilot coming out and talking to the press, and he mentioned that the party will fight the elections unitedly. At the same time, senior Congress leaders also highlighted the fact that the party is completely united and they will be fighting the elections together. But what does it mean for the state? The fact that elections will be held this year, what does it mean politically? DK Singh will answer all of that for you. To begin with, sir, the first question which we have taken up, is the truce permanent or will we see more drama?
Well, let's say there is nothing permanent in politics. As for Rajasthan, yes, Sachin Pilot came out, and after a long time you saw that, you could sense that reconciliation happening. Because every time there were many rounds of negotiations and Pilot wouldn't come out with those things. So yesterday he was very clear. So yes, for now it looks like it's an achievement for the Congress.
Right.
To bring them together, because the way they were fighting, it didn't look like that any rapprochement is possible. Finally, it has happened. How temporary or permanent, it's very difficult to say. But yes, it looks like maybe you will have issues when it comes to ticket distribution process. But because both of them, they will be vying for, or they will be trying to get as many MLAs on their side as possible after the elections. So ticket distribution is very important. And both of them will be trying to push as many candidates of theirs. Given that, the High Command seems to be in a mood to pander to Sachin Pilot now.
Right.
So he'll have a say. Ashok Gehlot, of course, the Chief Minister, he'll have a say. So you will have some issues then. But I think the real fight will be after the election. So truce is, you can say, probably permanent till election.
Then so we don't know what will happen.
After that, we don't know what will happen.
But this episode also, let's use this episode to talk about Congress also. Do you think, the Congress is forming up the way, it is handling the situation? We also have the Karnataka results.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the way they have managed to bring the warring factions together, it was not just in Karnataka. Karnataka, you had to give it to Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar also. They somehow, despite their differences and conflicting ambitions, they managed to, till the election, they were all together. And even now, you find after the initial fight over who would be the Chief Minister, the tussle went on. But after that, they have settled down quietly. And you have to give it to Mallikarjun Kharge.
Right.
We saw what happened in Chhattisgarh, the T.S. Singh Dev.
Right.
Finally, they have managed to mollify T.S. Singh Dev.
He was made the deputy.
Yes. Now in Rajasthan, bringing Gehlot and Sachin together, we at some point of time, very frankly, when I didn't think that was going to happen.
Okay.
It has happened. So yes, I mean, Congress has somehow managed to get its act together after a long time, and probably bringing Mallikarjun Kharge has really helped the party.
Also, if you look at the Chief Minister itself, he has said a lot of things publicly about Sachin Pilot. And now, they both are coming together. Do you think the supporters and all, will be able to put all that behind?
Among supporters, I don't really think there was much discord. It was like it's like individual. And when we talk about temporary or permanent truce,
right.
Truce is never permanent anyway. But you will see Ashok Gehlot trying to provoke Sachin Pilot, and very frankly, because we have seen that. Right. Every time things calm down, you see the Chief Minister saying something, provoking Sachin Pilot. So we will see all these things happening. To what extent, given that High Command seems to be pretty firm now.
Right.
And High Command in this case, it's, I would say, it's quite balanced. See, both of them have done their own mistakes. If Sachin Pilot tried to bring the government down by, launching the rebellion, Ashok Gehlot also somehow defied the High Command when they wanted him to come here as Congress president. He also did his bit. So for the High Command, I mean, it's not like one is loyal, another is disloyal. But Ashok Gehlot has been trying to project Sachin as, somebody who was dealing with the BJP. He has been accusing him of doing all that. So let's see how it pans out from here. But war of words probably will not end. But that functional relationship will continue for now. Until the election, you will see that happening.
But unofficially or officially, do you think the party has actually taken a decision on not to have a CM phase? Venugopal did mention that we never had we've never used to announce a CM phase. But what does it mean? That is it because they want to ensure that Sachin-Pilot also has that chance?
I agree. Yes, Sachin-Pilot of course has a chance. After elections, they will see it. Now, again, that's why ticket distribution process is very important, because who has who wields more influence in the CLP post-elections will be very important. If they win, so if the Congress wins, you will have this tussle. And what the High Command does then, we don't know. But what happened yesterday was, it's somehow the signal is very clear to Ashok Gehlot that right now we don't want any fight. We will see. They have just postponed this fight. But then they did that in Karnataka also.
Right.
In Karnataka also it was postponed, and they managed to finally, work out that arrangement. So in Rajasthan also you will see that happening, hopefully, if the Congress wins.
Right.
It's a big if anyway.
Well, we have spoken about, you mentioned Kharge, that, he has played a pivotal role. What about Rahul Gandhi?
If you look at what happened yesterday in that meeting, it was very interesting. The way Rahul Gandhi and Kharge together managed to mollify Sachin-Pilot. So you had these two leaders. You had Sachin-Pilot here, who was physically present in the meeting. You had Ashok Gehlot, who was, who joined them through a video conference. So Ashok Gehlot talked about his schemes and, what all he has done for the people. And then you heard, Mallikarjun Kharge intervening. Okay, so you have said what you have said. Now let me tell you something. And then Kharge tells Ashok Gehlot that you sent me a two-page letter where you describe all your achievements. But I also sent you a 3-page letter. And that letter was atrocities against SCs and STs.
In the state.
In the states. It's one of the highest in Rajasthan when it comes to atrocities against scheduled castes. One of the highest. Kharge was pointing that out. You have to take care of that. Then Ashok Gehlot tried to basically, protest that, that's more because we are lodging more FIRs. Police is more open to it. More cases are getting registered. That's why you see this hike in cases. But then Kharge intervened. No. Point is, I am a Dalit. I am the Congress president. If my government in Rajasthan has such a dubious reputation in terms of, giving protection to Dalits, he said, "Main kya muh dikhaunga? What face will I show to people
the public
that it happened in my state and I am the Congress president? So you will have to do something about this." And then Kharge talked about, this Kabir Das ka doha, as he cited. कल करे सो अब करे, अब करे सो कल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब, पल में प्रलय होएगी, बहुड़ी करेगा कब. Basically, you have to start working right away. And Ashok Gehlot is injured. He had this issue in the, he has this plaster in the toe.
He has been using the wheelchair.
So he said that, okay, get that off and hit the field. He was very firm. Then even Rahul Gandhi, while talking, Ashok Gehlot again, he started talking about Ashok Gehlot's schemes, and then he said that, well, these schemes are good, but then they have been made by bureaucrats. Now you have to involve the people, you have to involve the Congress. So there was a mild rebuke there also.
Okay.
And then if you remember, Sachin-Pilot had three main demands.
Yes.
One demand was that, in Rajasthan Public Service Commission, you have to bring reforms. Then he was talking about the paper leak cases, and then he was talking about holding inquiry against alleged corruption during Vasundhara Raje government.
When she was the chief minister.
Yeah, so as we heard in the press conference later, the other two issues are sorted because the government is going to bring a bill for reforms in the Public Service Commission. Then for these leak cases also, paper leak cases also, they are going to make the punishment more stringent, and some other things are being done. And then in that meeting, Rahul Gandhi says that, this corruption of the previous BJP government has to be highlighted in our campaign. So basically, taking up all the issues that Sachin-Pilot has been raising, just to mollify him. And it worked, because when Sachin started talking, He says, Kharge-ji, sometime back, he was talking about the meeting a few weeks back. You had said that जो समय बीत गया उसको बीत जाने दो. What has happened. Let bygone be bygone. So I agree. We have to basically focus on future. And then he says that there is no group in the Congress. There is just Rahul Kharge group. There is no other group. So Sachin was also forthcoming. And that's how they sorted it out. So when you talk about the changes, when you talk about how the Congress has been able to get its act together, well, you see the way these deliberations happened. It was very interesting.
And how do you see the BJP today? They have also announced their in charges for Rajasthan also. But if we talk about, many say that BJP itself is a divided house in Rajasthan.
It is, but now you see the entire issue is about Vasundhara Raje Scindia. The BJP High Command, everybody knows, it's public knowledge that the High Command does not want her to be the face. She wouldn't relent. But now you've seen after Karnataka setback, you've seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, when they visited Rajasthan, they have reached out to her, they have tried to give her that importance on the dais. Let her speak, the entire body language. And you find them, increasingly inclined to indulge her. To what extent, we don't know. Whether Vasundhara Raje would like the High Command to declare her as the Chief Ministerial candidate. That will not happen. So that thing has to be sorted out. But of course, there is a definite outreach to her by the BJP's top leadership.
They also recently changed the state president.
State president, yeah, who is more neutral. Because his predecessors were targeting Vasundhara Raje all the time. So there have been attempts to kind of mollify her too. How much it will work, we have to see in coming weeks.
But if we even talk about how they're already preparing for the elections, Amit Shah, JP Nadda, now PM, all of them have started holding rallies in the state itself. And then there is Madhya Pradesh, there is Chhattisgarh. So how do you see overall, how prepared are both the parties as far as assembly elections are concerned?
See, all these states, you have this bipolar polity, where there's BJP in the Congress. And for a change, Congress seems to be in a fight in all these states. Even in Rajasthan, a few months back, it looked like, that every 5 years, Rajasthan has changed government, and this is going to happen this time also. And these two leaders are fighting. But in the past couple of months, you have seen things improving for the Congress. So, I was told about one internal survey which gave just 45 to 55 seats to Rajasthan. That was about 3-4 months back. And then I am given to understand that things have changed significantly on the ground. So we'll see. Still 5 months to go. Things will change again. But in each of the states, each of these 5 states, in fact, leave Mizoram out because BJP is hardly there, and it's MNF anyway. Congress. Again,
Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh,
Telangana, and Rajasthan. You are going to witness a very, very keen tussle. Even in Telangana, the other day Rahul Gandhi was there in Telangana. I was actually surprised to see that kind of crowd because the party has been almost in a shambles in Telangana. And suddenly you see that kind of crowd coming for Rahul Gandhi's rally. And even if it was managed, even if the party managed to do that, there is some hope for them in Telangana too, although they have started too late.
And at the same time, and if you look at Karnataka, many Congress leaders also say that, the strategy should be to concentrate on state-related issues. Don't make it a national versus, state. The issue that should be raised for every state should be related to that particular state.
It worked for them. It worked for them in Himachal also. So there was a very conscious attempt not to get into the narrative that the BJP was trying to set. So of course there will be a similar strategy in the next round of elections, and you have, in these states you have some fine a set of Congress veterans. In Rajasthan, of course, we have seen only today we are discussing, just an hour back we were discussing how Ashok Gehlot has come out with this scheme, this award. What is it called? It's like Jan Samman. An award where, you have to click pictures,
highlight make
small videos of the government's schemes and send it to them, and every day 103 people will be given awards. topmost 103 lakh, the topper would get 1 lakh. Second one will get 50,000, third one will get 25,000, and the rest of the 100 will be getting 100,000 rupees each. But look at his strategy. His strategy is to bring his work, all these, call it populist, call it welfareist, all these schemes that he has been launching over the last several months. The idea is to highlight them and bring the entire electoral discourse around those issues. Again, you see how Baghel is doing, Bhupesh Baghel. Kamal Nath, he's giving the BJP government a very hard time, and every day you see they're all active, they're all out in the field. In these states, you suddenly see some kind of spring in their feet. Not just post-Karnataka results, probably post-Karnataka results have given them more motivation, but before that also you saw a very, consistent attempt to stay away from the national narrative and focus on what they are doing on local issues.
One last question on this entire truce. What does it mean for Ashok Gehlot's politics? There have been attempts by him to sort of ensure that he's able to establish his son also. So what does it mean for him if he's not the chief ministerial face?
Not in this election. His son, he did launch his son. If you recall, his son contested the last Lok Sabha election.
Unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessfully. Shekhawat defeated him. Badly, in fact. On his home turf, Jodhpur. So that launch was, I would say, postponed a bit, or that launch got a bit of a setback. But of course, he is very much there. And Ashok Gehlot would be trying to project him, or would be trying to promote him. For Ashok Gehlot himself, I would say, just 72 years old. Because in BJP, you have this cutoff of 75 years. But in Congress, it's not there. You can go until 90, 100 if you survive that long. So for Congress, there is no cutoff age as such. And he's 72, he's fit and fine. So he would not be looking to hang up his boots after this election.
Right.
And that's why when we talk about truce, we say truce is always temporary. It's just a truce. It's not an agreement as such. The war is not over.
So we will see what will happen in the future. But that is all for now. But do join us next week with yet another topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Neelam.